Awesome. Good morning. Today is July 7th. It's 9:03 a.m. and we're calling to order the Downtown Estacada Commission meeting, monthly meeting. Do we want to go ahead and do roll call?
Wendy Young,
She's absent.
Julie Cooper,
Absent. She's in Africa.
Connie Redmond,
Here.
Heather Randall,
Absent.
Julie Colton,
Here.
Sherry Fox Hames,
Here.
John Eichsenberger,
Here.
and Corbin.
Here.
Excellent. Thank you so much. All right. I first would like to send my condolences to Peter Watts's family, his peers, and also to the city of city of Estacada. He recently has passed away. So I don't know if any of you were aware of that. He was a city attorney. So yeah, he recently had passed away. So I just wanted to send my condolences to everybody, family, friends, and acquaintances of him. So yeah. So we'll go ahead and we will move on. Do we have anybody online that would like to make a public comment? Nope. Okay. All right. We'll go ahead and move forward. Do we have a motion? I'm assuming everybody had an option or had the availability to review June's meeting minutes. And if so, do we have a motion?
I make a motion to adopt the minutes as written.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Awesome. All those opposed, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Excellent. Excellent. We have a new applicant. Is she on the line?
Does not look like it.
Okay, hang on a minute. She said she was going to join.
Not there.
Let's go ahead and do, let's go to the next content for July. Let's come back to Beth. Content for July. I did receive an email from the Arts Commission asking us to put in, they're having their third annual Arts at the Creek Festival. I asked them to send me their little write-up that they wanted by 10 a.m. on Wednesday. And I told them that we would add it because I believe Evelyn said we needed to have information to her by the 15th.
Okay.
So hopefully we will get something from them by the 10th and we'll go ahead and add that.
So Arts at the Creek is basically their replacement for summer celebration. It's
Okay.
going to be huge this year. They've got like I think they've got over 50 vendors coming,
Oh, wow.
not counting food. That's just the booths that they're filling. So it's going to be much larger. I mean, it's double what they had last year as far as vendors go.
Awesome.
They're going
What's the
to,
date?
it's the 26th, I believe. It's the last Saturday of the month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of this month?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of July.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just wait for them to give me whatever their little blip
Yeah.
is that they want published. Obviously, we're going to do Oktoberfest.
Yep.
And then, is there anything else that,
Well, just thank your community and everybody for the 4th of July parade. Great job. I guess the fireworks were pretty good too. Thank the fire department. Yeah.
okay. Did anybody watch the fireworks? Did they seem that they were lower this year?
Yeah.
They didn't seem to go as high, right? Or am I,
Well, like some of them actually hit the field, like
Oh.
when they like crackled or whatever back onto the ground.
so that's why that everybody was out there afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, yeah, I would, okay, because,
You could see them from your place.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, oh gosh, no, we
Yeah.
don't go down into the, yeah,
Yeah.
we just sit on our porch and watch it. Cause yeah, I was like, cause we were like looking at it, it's like, why? It doesn't seem like they're going as high as they were. And then we had got up early that next morning and we were noticing Estacada Fire Department out in the field, as Corbin was saying. I was like, they must be picking up debris and
Hmm.
doing stuff. So yeah, it was interesting. So
Okay.
awesome.
Well, at least they went on schedule rather
Oh,
than
yeah.
before.
Oh, yeah. No, it was great. So, nothing. Anything else that we want to plug for July?
Volunteers.
Volunteers. Speaking of volunteers, I have an Excel spreadsheet that I got from Evelyn. So the people that have listed that they wanted to volunteer for Oktoberfest, I will take those out of the spreadsheet and give those name, numbers, and email addresses to you so you can reach out to them.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be nice. I noticed we've got the card things that I was at Time Travelers the other day and I
Yeah,
noticed you got the
the
little tents
tabletop.
on there.
Yeah.
It'd be nice when you hit, I scanned the little barcode and it says, do you want to volunteer? And for it gives you that link. If there was like things you can volunteer for instead of just a blank, it's kind of, a lot of people are hesitant to sign a blank check without knowing what you're walking into.
Right.
But like, do you want to be part of the Oktoberfest, setup or, it might just an idea to be a little more specific.
Well, one of
have
the
options
things,
out
we did a like post-event, Heather and I did a post-event talk with Ellie. And it was more along the lines of trying to create a spreadsheet or create a document in what I wanted to do as far as anybody can come in, look at the
Mhm.
document, and this is what you're supposed to do 3, 6, 9, 12 months out. So we've got that document started.
Yeah, it's a great.
Yeah, so we've got that document started and I will be meeting, I'll be meeting with you for Oktoberfest and 4th of July, and then I'll be meeting with you, Julie, for the tree lighting. And then you guys can plug in the people, the phone numbers, the email addresses, your contacts, and then you guys can just go in and fill in what you need at any given time. But one of the things that we had discussed was the opportunity of somebody to go in and volunteer time, a time frame, rather than just,
Yeah, yeah.
so that was one of the things that we had discussed in being able to do. And we were just trying to decide, well, what does that look like?
Yeah, it's a really nice start to, have that all on the scan. computer in there.
Exactly,
And
yeah,
then if you can get the emails, we can include them in one of the earlier meetings, maybe a setup of what they're getting into.
And a lot of people are willing to do 2 to 3 hours.
right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because it's like when you volunteer, it's like, okay, what am I volunteering for?
Mhm.
How long
many
do I have to
hours?
volunteer for? I want to volunteer, but I really only want to volunteer for a couple of hours because I really want to
Yeah.
participate, or I mean, I want to see the event too. So yeah, it makes a difference. Yeah. So definitely, we're definitely going down that path and devising something. So we're getting good.
We're getting there.
All right. So thank yous. Oktoberfest, 4th of July, volunteers, anything else that anybody can?
Maybe promote the concerts in the park.
Concerts in the park. All righty.
did we, that starts this month? Or was it,
Already
there was
had-
one last one?
Yeah,
had one
there's
last
already,
month.
that's already started. Awesome. Okay, awesome. Do we have Beth on the line now? Awesome. Hi, Beth.
She go by Beth?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Beth.
Are you on mute?
I think I unmuted now. My computer was
Welcome.
not letting me log in.
Well, we're glad you made it. This is Sherry, by the way. Good morning.
Good morning, all.
So thank you for joining. We see that you're interested in joining our Downtown Estacada Commission. We have your
Correct.
application in front of all of us. So I will go ahead and let the members on the commission see if they have any questions for you. John or Connie, Julie?
Thank you for applying. I see that you've been involved in other committees and stuff like that. Just so you have a real clear understanding of when we have our meetings. We do have Main Street meetings throughout the year that we ask members to attend either in person or online. And then when we have events, so it is a commitment. I would say probably, I don't know how many hours a year, but I just want to make sure you're clear about that because that's an issue for some people we've had join in the past. And we try and work around people's work schedule. I know you guys are working, you have families, but we don't ask for a lot of time, but just so you realize that we will be asking for your help.
No, I understand the commitment and what the expectations are.
So where is your business in town and what is it?
So I'm located on Broadway, right next to the Spiral Gallery and
Yep.
Exposed Tattoo.
Yep.
I am an esthetician, so I do facials, body waxing, skincare needs.
Okay, good. Thank you. Are you aware of what the Main Street program is?
I briefly read up on it, but I won't,
Okay,
not 100% transparent on it.
okay. But at least you checked it out. Thank you.
Correct.
John, do you have any questions?
No, it looks like she's got a lot of good qualifications and experience that we could use.
Julie, do you have any questions?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
All right, Jerry?
Hi, I'm Jerry. I'm the city council liaison to the Downtown Estacada Commission. Are there any particular skills or basically any particular skills that you bring forth to this committee? Anything that I guess special skills or experiences you're bringing to the committee?
So the past volunteer things that I've done, I've helped create flyers. I've also helped organize like the volunteers handing out flyers. So that would be like the most that I could say I'm bringing to the table per se. A lot of my other volunteerism and stuff like that was in the hospital, which was highly regulated. So even if I would create something, 9 times out of 10, it wasn't necessarily used or they only used part of it.
Great.
Beth, is there anything other than what's on the application that you would like us to know about you? Anything else that you would like the committee to know?
I've lived in Estacada for 25 years. I though was homeschooled, so I don't really know a lot of people. So I'm super excited to get to know people and get to know their local businesses my business is located in Estacada proper, but I'm located outside of town. So it's also nice to be part of the community. My kids were both part of the community, both Girl Scout and Boy Scouts for several years. So just watching them, and I got to participate, kind of live through them in the community. So it'd be nice to actually do it myself.
Awesome. Great.
Great. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today. We will go ahead and
I make a motion that we present Elizabeth as a new member to DEC, make that presentation to City Council.
excellent. Do we have a second?
I'd second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you, Elizabeth.
All those opposed? Nay. Great. Well, thank you again for your time, Elizabeth. Have a lovely day.
Thank you guys for your consideration. Have a good day.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Alrighty. Moving on to 4th of July recap.
Woo-hoo. Okay, it went well. It went very well. We had no injuries, and that's how I judge a
The
parade.
weather was amazing.
The weather was perfect. That's the only thing we can't control. So just a real quick recap, motorized, we had 79. Last year we had 76. Animals, we had 34. Last year we had 38. Floats, we had 19. Last year we had 28. I don't know if that's right. And big rigs this year, we had 28, and I didn't have a count for last year. We're gonna have a post-event meeting, I hope this next Sunday. Get everybody's input. I have great stagers. We did a really good job on traffic this year, especially at Shafford and Copeland. The adopt an intersection didn't fly. We had one person that adopted 2 intersections, but that's okay. I didn't have any judges for floats, so there was no first, second, third awarded for floats. I think the online registration went really well. I know it kind of flooded Evelyn for a while, but I think that went really well. I was really impressed by the number of people that attached their insurance, which has always been an issue. City wasn't overwhelmed this time like they had been in the past, so I think it went really well. I personally called the big rigs and talked to them about how many to be in, throwing of candy. This year, Sherry and Mike, her husband, staffed the intersections at Broadway and Main. So when they came down Main, the bigger rigs went out to the highway and made the turn, then came up Broadway. The drivers were just happy about that. That was really good. Yeah, it had a great pooper scooper. I mean, he really cleaned up the route and the staging area. So gonna try and get that group again next year. But it went well. John helped. Sherry and her husband helped. I had a great group from church that helps year after year after year, so.
Came down to volunteer to help too.
Oh,
And we paid the pooper scooper.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we paid, yeah. $40, although, we got, and there was no complaints from any of the animal groups about paying the $10
Good.
additional cost. So that went well.
Perfect.
So yeah, just a few, we'll have a meeting, and this is not a DEC meeting, so I'm not worried about
No.
all that rule stuff.
Nope. Nope.
And we'll make it better next year.
Was, what's the kid's name? There was a kid cleaning up, he walked the parade route after the.
Caleb?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think was Caleb or another kid?
Tommy?
Tommy?
Oh, Tommy. Oh, Tommy.
Yeah,
He
Tommy's
was our
amazing.
Main Street Volunteer of the Year a
Tommy
couple
Wood.
years ago.
Yeah.
He helps.
Was he paid or did he just volunteer and did it?
He's getting a gift card from Dollar General. But he's the most amazing volunteer. And he came up with a really good suggestion. I think he ran into Melanie. And he said, next year we need to have garbage cans along the route. So people will hopefully use them.
Well, so, I reached out to, I have a little bit of a relationship with my recycle guy. And so about, guess it was 2 months ago, I said, because no, I guess it wasn't 2 months ago. It was right after the Uncorked event. And I was noticing that Heather and I were talking. I said, we really needed more small little garbage cans. And I kind of remembered like when you would go downtown, they used to have those little cardboard boxes that you'd get them and
We
they
had
were
those for
flat
recycle.
and then you'd
Yeah.
open them up.
Yeah.
Well, so I reached out to the recycle guy who he put me in touch with the guy that kind of oversees that. And that's Greg. And so Greg and I talked. Greg is willing to actually bring recycle. He doesn't have any cardboard bins, but he's actually willing to bring down a couple of garbage cans, drop them off, and he'll come and pick them up. Not him personally, but so I had talked to Connie about that for Oktoberfest coming up. And I wanted to talk to you if you felt like something like that would be useful for the tree lighting. So maybe we can not only use it for Uncorked for 4th of July, and maybe we can do them for all 4 events.
Mhm.
Mhm.
If you feel like those are needed, so.
Well, definitely the recycle at Oktoberfest, because we have a lot of,
Okay,
cans, whatnot, And I do have a lady who did that for years. I don't know if I still have her info, but she got me the collapsible stands with the plastic bags and stuff. But definitely want it for garbage,
okay,
because Tommy was amazing.
okay. And then how many do you think you need for next year for 4th of July?
For 4th of July, if we go on up, probably about 15, because we're
Okay.
going to put them up along the parade route,
Okay, and would that be Main and Broadway?
all the way up and all the way down. Yeah,
Okay.
in
and
the
then-
residential area. So,
Okay, and then would that be the same thing for Oktoberfest
No,
or just
mm-mm.
recycle?
yeah, just recycle.
Just recycle for
Yeah.
Oktoberfest?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what do you think that you would like?
Probably just for, just the downtown area. I can't imagine that we would need them anywhere else because we're really not anywhere except for the square in here.
So do you need, but you would primarily just need garbage cans, not
Yeah.
recycle?
Yeah,
And
just
what are
garbage
you
cans.
thinking? 4 or 5?
Yeah.
Okay,
Something like that.
okay.
Would this be in lieu of the dumpster or in addition to?
No, we'll get the
we
dumpster.
have?
I think we should still get the dumpster,
Who's the dumpster through?
Arrow Sanitation.
All right,
Yeah.
yeah, this is stuff. What I explained to him is these would be smaller things that we would
Yeah,
have.
yeah.
So I'll do some more and then let you
Yeah.
Yeah,
both
that'd be
know.
great.
Okay,
Thank you.
awesome. Okay. Anything else?
One thing that I thought I could mention is on the parade route, there seemed like there was a couple flags that had profane comments on.
I heard that. I did not
Um,
know that. I just heard
yeah.
that this morning.
No,
and
there
in
were a couple
fact-
flags that, yeah, had the F word, and there was a couple people that were like yelling some things that seemed like for a kid-friendly event when they were
Yeah.
throwing candy, just shouldn't be there.
Show me your boobs.
It's it touches on freedom of speech. And the profanity can probably be, eliminated, but, just what they're allowed to put on their floats or their trucks it touches on freedom of speech, and it's really
Yeah, when I
tricky.
heard that this morning.
Yeah. I'm sure we can, eliminate the profanity, but, like if they wanted to if they had political flags or something, we can't really regulate that because, like I said, it goes back to freedom of speech.
So we need to revise the application again to specifically say no profanity.
No profanity.
Okay,
And it just, it goes back to the community. This is a community event.
We've never had this
Yeah.
issue in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe put that on the thing, with the profanity. This is a family event. Try and keep it
Yeah.
orientated, with
Yeah.
the family.
well, we can just say that this is a community event. No
Yeah.
profanity should be used.
Yeah.
Or vulgar.
Is
Yeah.
there a way
Sure.
to, well, you said we didn't have any judges, so we need to remedy that situation for next year because we'll need to have somebody that would be responsible for looking at those floats or looking at stuff ahead of time. I mean, and that's all we can do. All we can do is look at it. I mean, what they do once they get in the parade, I mean,
Well, and unfortunately, I think my judge in motorized gave that guy an award because it was his baseball coach and he thought his truck looked really good. I'm gonna have a talk with the mother.
okay.
Thank you for.
We'll do a better job of, we now have a volunteer list. So we'll do a better job of reaching out to people ahead of time and saying, hey, maybe like 6 months beforehand, we'll say, hey, we see that you're interested in participating in the 4th of July event. Would
Yeah.
you be interested in being a judge? And this is what,
15 minutes. That's all
yeah,
it
this is
takes.
but this is what we want you to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Alrighty, 2024 final budget review. This is always fun.
So what are we doing here? Are we just approving what we have down?
We need to change it for next year. Is this the time to do that, or?
Well, this is basically what we had,
For 24, 25? Okay,
right,
Okay.
because we had moved some money around, because we had a lot of money in gift certificates.
Mhm.
We had moved some money around from tree lighting to uncorked. And we took some money away from promotions and marketing. Um,
Yeah, nothing stands out as not being correct to me anyway.
It's kind of confusing the way it's written, looking at expense total, profit total, and then underneath that expense and profit total. That's really just the net out of it. That isn't
Yeah.
a profit total on there. Um, that's kind of confusing the way it's labeled, but yeah.
Nothing was a minus, I don't think. Do we have the final figures for uncorked?
it looks like profit was 35.25, but expense was 25.95. So it looks like the profit,
Our expense was 930. The profit was 35.25. So it
Net would be.
gross, yeah, it grossed $2,595.
I don't think that's a correct figure for the
I don't think
porta
that's
potties.
correct.
Well, I can check.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay, what? Porta potties cost more than $295.
Mm,
That's not right. And
Yeah.
we had
Yeah.
2 porta potties.
Yeah,
So that's not correct.
yeah, I'll check on that.
I can, I think we need to add this to next month's. Because I know for a fact the porta potties do not cost $295.
Probably just for the one.
So let's table that for
Okay.
August. Vendor policy finalization. We did some changes on that. So we added beauty fashion products. How does everybody like the way that this reads now?
I like the fact that you have the no refunds. That's definitely for sure. Regardless of the reason, I think it looks good. Not complete without payment, very good.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Do we need to say something, maybe not here, like on the 4th of July parade, we had a box that they checked stating that they read and understand all the requirements. Will that be on the application? Then we don't need to have it on this? Like for the vendors to have their cords covered, their fire extinguishers, that kind of stuff. Just leave that for
I
the
think we can-
application.
Yeah, I think we can just leave that for each
Okay.
application. I think that's a
Okay.
good, Because that's the recourse that we have if anything
Okay.
happens. We just need to add that to each application. I think that's a good.
Do we have any limits or ratios on how many of any one vendor comes in? I'm looking at the nonprofits here, which is a great thing we do. It seems to keep, like Oktoberfest or any of these going, you'd want a good mix of how many food.
Yeah,
companies.
unfortunately, we can't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't.
so if they
First come, first serve.
Yeah, it's first
40 or
come, first
50
serve.
nonprofits showed up,
Yeah.
then that would be it.
That would be
our
it.
Whole.
Yeah,
Okay,
that would be
I was
it.
Just curious.
Yep. That would be it. All right, well then I will, we'll let Melanie know that that vendor policy is good to go as is. I'm assuming we don't need to make any motion on that, so. Last I had
Right.
spoke to her about that, we didn't need to. Awesome. All right, moving on along, Oktoberfest,
Okay.
any needs?
Let's see, John and I will be meeting with Bill from Boring Brewing. I'm gonna try and get that set up. It's gonna be an on-site. Bill's got some great ideas about how to set up, the beer vendors and whatnot. I've already reached out to some of the musicians. So far, everybody's willing to come back. Paul Smith is the only one that hasn't responded. But the accordion player is Rob. Some of the other minor entertainment I need to get a hold of. But yeah, start working with Evelyn on the application, getting the word out that when is that, September? So we probably don't really want to start accepting applications for vendors until end of July.
Yeah.
1st of
Yeah.
August. Already. Yeah, so we're moving ahead.
Perfect. And then I did speak to Julie Cooper before she left. And I let John know that she said that she will be more than happy to assist
Okay.
on that day.
Good, good. And just to state again, I'm not going to be here.
Right.
And so I'm gonna get everything all lined up, work with John as a great backup to carry it through.
I'll try.
You'll be fine.
Well, Julie will be there to help
Yeah,
him as
yeah.
well.
Yeah, and she's got 2 years' experience, so.
Yep.
Yeah, good.
I have a question. I've got a friend whose wife is a tattoo artist and she would be interested in having a booth. Would that be acceptable, an acceptable booth for Oktoberfest?
As
I
long as
think
she doesn't
Beauty and fashion.
tattoo anything profane.
Yeah, no, she's probably just gonna have like well, it's her whole shop would be
Yeah,
the,
because
it
that
wouldn't
would
be
go
her
under arts and
individually, it'd be her
crafts.
shop.
Beauty and fashion?
Beauty
Sure.
and
So when the application is available, I'm gonna
Yeah.
give it to him so that he can
Yeah.
pass it on to her. And then but yeah, they're interested in, coming out and doing like $50, $75 tattoos, just quick stuff, small stuff.
That's small.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Get people started.
Dang it, I'm glad, I'm mad that I'm not gonna be here now.
And just FYI, we've figured out licensing for Time Travelers just figured out licensing for doing an off-site events.
Oh,
So just so you know, no problem with Boring Brewing doing just we're finally after a
Well,
year getting it together.
Yeah,
that's
Boring,
awesome. Congratulations.
yeah, Bill from Boring Brewing is taking on the whole alcohol part.
Yeah, which is
And Lynn
yeah.
from Timbertown Grub is taking on all the food
That's
vendors.
amazing, amazing. So that it's
Yeah.
not a conflict or anything,
Yeah.
just wanted to let you know that
Yeah.
we did the fireworks on 4th of July. We had a beer tent there. They reached out to us, so
Cool,
we're
good,
slowly but surely
good to know.
inching away at figuring out stuff.
That's awesome.
So
Okay.
is Lynn moving Timbertown Grub? too?
I- Don't think so, but oh yeah, she'll have a part down there. Yeah.
Should I reach out to the school's National Honor Society to see if I can get more volunteers then?
Yes, absolutely.
And then would I point them towards like
John,
John? Okay.
This is awesome.
I know.
Anything else? You're gonna do fine, John.
It will be, oh. I'll
My
have it
comment
tomorrow.
to you was more about taking on, I think, any one show like Connie can do. I don't have the bandwidth for that, but I am perfectly happy to step in and do.
You're good.
We'll have it all set up before I leave.
Yeah, I,
So it's just
Good.
the day of.
you're
Good.
awesome. Think that you're right up.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. All right. And then we've got this early childhood day event.
Yeah. I'm available and I can go to that.
I don't know if there's anybody else that would like to participate in this along with Connie. This is, let's see, it's the 4th annual Estacada Early Childhood Day event, August 16th from 9 to 11:30 a.m. at the Clackamas River Elementary Covered Playground Area. It's a community event hosted by the Todos Yontos, the Estacada School District, and the Estacada Early Childhood Committee. Time to set up is between 8:15 and 8:45. Each booth will receive a stamp and families will be given stamp sheets to encourage them to visit every station. The focus of this event is families with children 0 to 10. However, it is open to the public.
Yep. Should be pretty, have stuff for handouts, what we do, how they can get involved.
Do we have enough of the cards that we had left over when we did the table tents?
We have plenty of table tents. We don't have any of the calendar cards left.
Do you think that we can get
But we
something?
can hand out the table tents. They basically have the same information. I've only gone through almost 100 of those and we ordered 200.
Okay.
So I'll have those available.
Maybe I can reach out to Melanie and see if she has any more of she had stickers and sunglasses that we gave away at Uncorked.
Okay.
Okay, so do you want to reach out to Public Works? Because you'll probably need a tent and a table.
Well, it's under the covered area, which is
So
good.
no.
And I've got a table.
Okay.
So I think we're good. And I just want to do a shout out now that you mentioned Public Works. They helped, they
Yes.
did the barricades and cones for 4th of July, which made my husband very happy. So good job.
Okay, I'll just, after this, I'll see if Melanie's over there and see if she has any tchotchkes to give out. Awesome. Okay.
Back to Oktoberfest.
Sure.
One thing I noticed is Hannah last year did a lot with the kids' activities, setting up a lot of stuff and spreading that out. With her not being here, do we have someone, I mean, I think those children's activities is
Yeah.
really what kind of kept a lot of that community.
I'm going to reach out to her because like we have Orchid Health do the pumpkin painting. We have Girl Scouts do other things. So I'm going to reach out to Hannah and see as a community member if she'll take that on again. And if not, mentor somebody to do that.
Yeah. that's
'Cause
really
she's got
nice,
that
just to
down
have something
pat.
For all
Yeah.
the kids running around, just to
Yeah.
keep busy.
So I had a kind of outside the box idea. Maybe hold a cornhole tournament.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Have a cornhole tournament, 2-man or 2-person teams.
Yeah.
It's something that, you see in everybody,
Popular.
at every party, every barbecue.
And we have the cornhole things.
Yeah,
What we're going to try and do also is wiener dog race.
yeah.
If I can find somebody that will take that on.
What race?
Wiener dog race.
Does it have to be a wiener dog?
Yes. It's Oktoberfest, Germans.
Yeah.
My
Um,
Thai spaniel
Put your
identifies as
put a hot
wiener
dog costume on your dog. Yeah. Yeah. And we have those. So good idea.
And there's online like tournament bracket.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
That you can, put, it's free. You can just pull it up and then, just put in the teams and stuff and update as you go. But
Good.
yeah, I just think that would be something fun.
Real
know,
quick, just a quick question. Is this like a day-long thing where you have rounds and you advance?
That's what I would,
Okay,
you know,
It would depend on how many teams.
okay.
Because you could do
okay.
double elimination or you could do single elimination or you could
Okay.
do a whole round robin thing.
So I'll need somebody to take that on. Okay.
just an idea.
Yeah, well, we have the cornholes,
Yeah.
so,
You could also do, if you had kids and if you had kids that wanted to do it, you could do either like kid parent teams or
Oh.
adult teams or co-ed teams, or you could do just kids division and a adult division. Like you could get
yeah.
really creative on it. It'd be kind of fun. It would be kind of fun to do like a kid parent.
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
I know the last time we went out to their house, that was super popular place for, you know, was cornhole. And
Okay,
so, yeah.
got it.
It looked like some of those axe kits that we set up for the last thing are missing a few of their axes.
Yeah.
on 'em. I don't know if we're gonna put those out again. We may
Yeah.
want to restock at least the axe. part of
Okay.
them.
Okay.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. All right, anything else on Oktoberfest?
Don't think so.
All right, so you probably saw the email from Evelyn. Make sure you have your volunteer hours into her by Thursday this week. That's April through June. If you don't already have it in. And Jerry, commissioner comments?
I just want to, you know, thank you guys. You know, I think I can speak for city council on this. 4th of July was a the parade was a great success. You know, I think that the effort you guys put in is amazing, and we really do appreciate the work that you guys do. So keep up the good work. You guys are amazing. The energy from this committee. I mean, even Jonathan spoke to it. The meeting that he came to, you know, he spoke to the, you know, just the energy from this committee, the commitment. You guys are amazing, and I keep up the great work.
I will comment, this was the first time that there wasn't any car parked on Broadway when we closed it off. And I put up the signs on the trees and everything. And then the next morning, the car was there and I left them a note saying, thank you. It was the first time we've never had a car parked on Broadway when we had to close it down. Nice, community support. Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, next meeting agenda items, obviously Oktoberfest tree lighting. We want to have the final budget review back on there so that it can do some, I'll do some investigation on that. I'm assuming the art back little,
Yeah.
these are personal, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Never mind.
The Arts Commission is losing a commissioner. Her last meeting, Deborah Vandetta's last meeting was
Who?
when Deborah Vandetta, the
Oh, gee.
librarian, her last meeting was last Wednesday. So if you know anybody, you know, spread the word. If you know anybody in the arts community or wants to be involved in the arts community, we need a commissioner on the Arts Commission.
Awesome. All right, any other comments? Anybody else online? Nope. All righty, well then, meeting adjourned, 9:47.
Motion to adjourn? Do we need to do a motion to adjourn?
Meeting adjourned,
Bang that, go.
Nice.
9:47.